10 weeks of high school football have come and gone, and now only the elite few teams remain as playoff football comes to Skip Bachman Stadium for the second year in a row. And with it, a matchup between third-ranked St. Mary's and number 6 Highland. It's the Roughriders and the Fighting Scots, and it's next on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name that you want to remember. Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
Back at Skip Bachman Stadium, thanks for joining us for this Week 11 matchup. Eli Alvarez and Paul Sadler with you as it's playoff time here for the second year in a row, Paul.
Yes, it is, and we're very excited. Big crowd here tonight as it is playoff time.
And we take a look at both these teams. We'll start first with the visitors from Highland, traveling about 2 hours or 105 miles to get here tonight.
And just off the top of your head with that.
Yes.
Yeah, they finished as co-champions of the inaugural Knox-Morrow Athletic Conference. They tied Danville, what they call the KMAC. Previously, before that, they were in the blue division of the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference and withdrew to form the KMAC with Danville as well as a host of other teams such as Northmore and East Knox. They're making their first playoff appearance since 2010. It's only their 7th in school history. They are led by longtime coach Chad Carpenter.
And they are, like St. Mary's, a team that loves to run the ball, and our player to watch, one of those runners, and number 4, Brody Matthews.
Yeah, Brody Matthews plays fullback in their wing T offense. He's the leading rusher, over 1,000 yards, leads the teams in touchdowns as well. But obviously they're going to have a host of running backs, just like the St. Mary's Roughriders will, that they're going to have to contend with.
Speaking of the Roughriders, let's look at the WBL champions in St. Mary's.
Yes, they finished the regular season on a roll with their first undefeated WBL championship since 1993. They're making their 17th playoff appearance and their first back-to-back appearance since the 2003-04 season. Last year they made quite a run. They finished as Division III regional finalists, coming up just a touchdown short to a tough Trotwood-Madison team. However, this year they moved down to Division IV for the first time in school history, and they're looking to make a run.
And our player to watch for the Roughriders tonight is the junior, Braden Dunlap.
Yeah, Braden Dunlap at 6'4", long, lengthy, and very athletic. Has scored a variety of different ways this year. He plays running back. He's the leading receiver on this team. He starts at DB, and he's also thrown a few touchdown passes as well. He is a definite force to be reckoned with here tonight.
Now looking at our keys to the game, first with the Fighting Scots.
First of all, we have them down. It's a mirror image game for them. It's 2 run-heavy wing T teams. They need to get stops, including some 3-and-outs, to try to keep their defense fresh and, more importantly, get this Rough Rider offense off the field. And they need to play clean. They need to limit penalties, which they are a heavily flagged team, and they also have given the ball away 17 times this year.
And our keys to the game for the Rough Riders.
First of all, they're peaking at the right time. You know, they've had shutouts in 3 of the last 4 games in addition to their 9-game winning streak. They have a strong defense, as I mentioned, with the shutouts and the size in the trenches. They outweigh the Scots by nearly 30 pounds a man on both sides of the ball in the trenches.
That'll do it for the Minster Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the first half kickoff in this Week 11 playoff matchup between St. Mary's and Highland.
Hello, Frost Roofing.
Frost Roofing holds the same core values our company was founded upon nearly 9 decades ago. We proudly provide quality craftsmanship and top-notch service to each client we serve. We're licensed by several major roofing manufacturers to give you the right recommendations at the best value for your investment. With state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and our honest way of doing business, Frost Roofing is our area's preferred commercial roofing experts. To learn more, visit frost-roofing.com or call 419-739-ROOF.
Stars and Stripes Graphics is your local screen printer located just east of the St. Mary's Memorial High School. Visit our showroom for all things Rough Rider, including jackets, sweatshirts, hats, sweatpants, ball caps, and more. We also carry items for New Knoxville Rangers and select collegiate gear for Ohio State and Michigan. Stars and Stripes Graphics, your local screen printer.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Touchdown Friday, brought to you by Telephone Service Company, Frost Roofing, Minster Bank, Owen Kitchen and Bath, Merit Real Estate Professionals, IC Signs, Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, Stars and Stripes Graphics, and the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Historic Skip Bachman Stadium has hosted many memorable games throughout its history, and looking to add another chapter to that tonight as we start the playoffs with St. Mary's and Highland. You look at the forecast for tonight, Paul. Great night for football, just a little chilly outside.
Yeah, a little cool and crisp. Again, I believe it's a little bit less than 50 at this point.
Still a nice night, as we're not getting the rain that we saw last week in the matchup between St. Mary's and Walpaw.
Yeah, and then there's a look of our officials tonight, as you know, they're excited to be a part of playoff action as well.
And we talk about the 2-hour trip for the Fighting Scots to get down here. If you look them up online, you can Google them. They have an amazing football facility of their own down in Highland, a nice turf field that was just put in. So they're coming here to St. Mary's playing on some natural grass, and definitely plays to the advantage of the Roughriders, as both teams come into this contest, as you mentioned in the pregame, winning their respective conferences. Highland tying with Danville atop the KMAC, and St. Mary's obviously clinching it outright in the Western Buckeye League. But a big statement win last week, Paul, for the Roughriders against their rivals in Walpaw.
Yeah, they kind of put a cap on that WBL title. They already had it wrapped up, but they were able to go undefeated in the WBL with that victory last week over the Redskins.
You get a good look at head coach Chad Carpenter of the Fighting Scots. 18 seasons as a head coach. He spent some time. He knows what he's doing, as you get a look at the Scots running out onto the field. And you and I were talking about a little bit, the color scheme reminds you a lot of teams around here like the Crestview Knights.
Yeah, they look a lot like the Crestview Knights for those of you who follow that. But you're talking about Chad Carpenter. You know, this is his 15th season here at Sparta Highland. And out of their 7 overall playoff appearances, he has been the head coach of 6 of those, including their 2 sole victories.
And the Roughriders winning the toss tonight, electing to receive. So Coach Doug Fry getting aggressive here in the first round of the playoffs, really wants to try to score first.
Yeah, and I think that's really what he'd like to do, is he'd like to be able to maybe get off to a quick start and, you know, kind of play from ahead if he can against this Sparta Highland team.
And of course, St. Mary's not the only team that is going to be enjoying some extra football in the Western Buckeye League this year. Elida making it in, although they've got to face Trotwood this week, which is, as we know, not an easy task.
You know, the WBL knows Trotwood Madison pretty well, probably a little bit too well, unfortunately. You know, they are a definite monster in that region. I think they've won that region 6 straight years. So the Elida Bulldogs, you know, congratulations to them and head coach Bill Speller for, you know, a successful season. And, you know, hopefully they're probably going to have their hands full tonight, but, you know, maybe they can pull something off.
Sean Perry returning for the Roughriders, one of the many back there, as the Scots will kick it off here in just a moment. Getting started about a half an hour later than usual, 7:30 kickoff when it comes to playoff time. Not what we're used to in the Western Buckeye League. As
kind of a fake little onside kick there, and then teams kind of reboot back, although Dunlap not quite the deepest guy, so I'm not sure they're expecting a deep kick here.
Looks like it'll be Caden Johnson to kick it off and gets it to Braden Dunlap, as Dunlap brings it up to the 40, still moving the pile just across the 40, and that's where the offense will set up for St. Mary's.
You know what, and that's just really good scouting. You know, Dunlap as well as Perry are their 2 big guns, and instead of having both of them as the deepest guys, they put Dunlap in a perfect position where he could receive the kick.
So Colin Clements will come out onto the field, the starting quarterback for the Roughriders. Hasn't thrown a pass in over 2 weeks, but with the way they've been playing, the Roughriders haven't needed to. As this will be a handoff right up the middle to get the game started.
Yeah, not listed as a starter, but that was Ty Slosser that received that first carry. So again, between him, Dunlap, Perry, Fowler, you also see Bo Kenning back there. You'll see a lot of different guys handling the ball tonight for the Roughriders.
As this one will go to Dunlap on the outside, looking to find some room to run, and he does, as he gets it up to the 40-yard line and just across where he's knocked out of bounds. The first down of the night, and the Roughriders look like they're cooking early.
Yeah, our player to watch, Braden Dunlap, kind of shows why. You know, he averages over 8 yards a carry, and he's an explosive runner.
Again, one of those many explosive runners.
We're going to check out the defensive there of the Highland Scots.
This one's going to be to Perry, and Sean Perry trying to find some room, gets a nice block, gets across the 35 up to the 30, and the offense is clicking on this first drive for the Roughriders.
Yeah, real quick, just touched on that Highland defense a little bit. Tate Tobin, number 30, is their leading tackler. Matt Reed, another linebacker, is their second leading tackler. They run kind of a different type of defense. It's officially a base 4-2-5, but against this wing T team, it's probably going to look a lot more like a 6-3.
This is going to be a throw from Clements, and he's swallowed up in the backfield down to the 40, and right there is a good indication of why the Roughriders don't throw the ball very much.
Well, Cantrell was in there unblocked off the left side, and just trying to run a little bit of trend breaker. As you can see, Clements didn't have a whole lot of a chance right there to be able to make a play. But as I mentioned, just running a trend breaker. They're looking for Dunlap down the middle, and he was actually quite open, but they just didn't have enough time to get it to him.
Colin Clements has only completed 17 passes this year. As he's going to throw once again, it's a screen to Perry, and Sean Perry tries to break a tackle, and he can't, and he's going to lose even more yards.
Well, that was leading tackler Tate Tobin, who was able to split the potential blockers on the screen. If they were able to get that block, they might have had a lot of yardage in front of him, but he couldn't get away from the Schurz tackling Tobin.
Perry will stay out to punt the ball away as well. It's interesting when you consider St. Mary's has 3,600 yards of total offense, and 3,200 of those yards have come from the run game. They go with 2 pass plays to start the game, and it comes back to bite them just a bit. Nice punt. It's going to bounce around the 5-yard line, and that's where it's going to be fielded as well. So we'll see the Scots and Mr. Reese Weisenflew, the quarterback, come out for the first time tonight.
And again, we talked about mirror images. Weisenflew doesn't throw a whole lot either, but he's thrown more than St. Mary's. He's 35 for 73 passing on the year, just under 48% for 579 yards, 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not much of a running threat is Weisenflew.
So we'll see what the Scots have on this first drive, as this will be a handoff as well, right up the middle. Only about a gain of about 2.
Taking a look here at the offensive starters. Again, a couple both ways, guys. They start 4 guys both ways. Josh Cantrell, Skadafi, Carpenter on the line, and then Stoneburner. All 3 two-way starters there for the Scots.
So now the defense for St. Mary's. After a quick first drive, you're not used to seeing St. Mary's have to punt it that soon on a first drive. Looking to stand tall, and they do so on this play as this run goes nowhere for the Scots.
And there we see the defensive starters coming up for the Roughriders. Again, finished the WBL season as the top overall team in terms of points allowed and defensive yards and against the rush.
So a 3rd and 8 for the Fighting Scots on their first drive, backed up in the shadow of their own end zone. Opponents this year on 3rd down against the Roughriders, only 44 of 120. Another run play to the outside, room to run up to the 15, and it will be close to a first down.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a first down, and Reed Aller had him dead to rights in the backfield right away and was not able to make the play. A big first down there for the Scots, because a 3 and out would have really turned into great field position for the Roughriders, but instead their possession does continue.
That's the 200th first down of the year for the Fighting Scots. So they were only 45 of 115 on 3rd down conversions coming in as an offense. Now on first down, it's going to be another run. This one gained about 2 before being brought down.
Yeah, just kind of a power off tackle play that time to Jack Weaver. Weaver is nearing the 1,000-yard mark. He had 939 yards coming into the game. Hits kind of a bigger player for them, averaging almost 7.5 yards a carry.
Weaver only a sophomore. When you think of sophomore running backs, kind of reminds you of Evan Keck from Walpock as well.
And, you know, this is a fairly young Highland team. They only start 4 seniors on both sides of the ball.
This one will be a handoff to Cantrell, and Josh Cantrell finding only a little bit of room to work. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
Real similar play that they picked up the 3rd down one on, just going the other way with that, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down once again.
It's a Highland offense that has over 4,000 yards of total offense on the year. Talk about that KMAC, where they finished as co-champions, Danville being the other team up there. First year of that conference. They only play 7 games in 3 non-conference games. As on 3rd down, it'll be a pitch out. Looking to get the first down yardage is Weaver, and he's going to be brought down right around the sticks, and it looks like it will move for another first down. Well, now we'll have to wait. Like just a little short. Yep. So good job by the defense. Now we'll see if the Scots decide to go for it.
Well, this would be awfully aggressive if they would, because they're inside their own 30. But no, here Coach Carpenter is now putting out his punt team. This is worth looking at. Isaiah Stoneburner is the punter, but he only averages 24.5 a punt.
He's gotten 1 punt blocked already this year.
And again, you got Drew Jacobs and Sean Perry back.
This will be a punt, and it's a line drive that's going to bounce around the 50 and go out of bounds just shy of the 45. So the St. Mary's offense will get another crack at it.
And a very effective punt. And you could hear the Highland coaches up here. They were very happy with how that went. He angled it away from the returners and got all net yardage on that.
So we'll see what the Roughriders' game plan is going forward. They tried to throw the ball twice on their first drive, and again, they hadn't attempted a pass the last 2 weeks. Here's a run to Perry, as Perry's going to get the first down as he's dragged out of bounds across the 50.
Yeah, really set the edge that time, did the Roughriders, led there by Fowler on the outside run for a 9-yard run.
So he will be just a bit short.
So we can see here in the replay, nice job right there, just getting enough on Stoneburner to be able to get that edge. You know, sometimes you don't need devastating blocks. You just need to be able to kind of slow the pursuit and allow your playmakers to use their speed to get outside.
This is a Rough Riders squad that's averaging 6 yards on first down plays and 6.5 on second down plays. Here on this play, there's a penalty marker that's going to go down.
Well, the call is offsides, but
it's a Stars and Stripes graphic flag on the play for all your screen printing and graphic design needs. Contact Stars and Stripes graphics.
And that will result in a first down. So the Rough Riders' second first down of the game as a result of a penalty, and they are in Scots territory.
So with the ball at the 44, Clements will give it to Dunlap. Braden Dunlap, room to work as he gets up to the 40 and is tripped up.
Yeah, I believe that was Tobin once again, who just kind of got in there and got his arm around the thigh pad of Dunlap, and it was enough to knock him off his balance. And the Rough Riders are really going tempo as they're in and out of the huddle again already.
6-yard play for Dunlap. This one going to Perry, close to being brought down in the backfield, gets away from it, has the first down across the 30.
Again, the backs blocking for each other. That time it was Dunlap with a great kick-out block on the lead outside play for Perry. Here we can see the replay, and we're going to see that block right there to get that 10-yard gain.
Clements will give this one off to Fowler. Fowler with some room to run, and Shannon Fowler is going to be knocked down at around the 17-yard line.
And, you know, that's what I think that they kind of envisioned their first drive to look at, to be able to get lots of big chunks of yards.
11-yard pickup for Fowler. This one's going to go into the hands of Ty Schlosser. And Schlosser's going to get it close to the 10-yard line. And there is another sophomore doing some great work this year running the ball, and Ty Schlosser.
And he's had an excellent year here for this Rough Rider team. He's getting close to being their, well, he is their third leading rusher now, getting close to almost being their second leading rusher.
9 touchdowns for him on the year as well. This one is going to go straight up the middle, not for too many yards, and it'll bring up a third down for the Rough Riders.
So, but you're in a place where you've got options. You can do lots of different things here. You're right in the middle of the field. Obviously, you could pass. More than likely, you're going to run. But remember, you also have one of the best field goal kickers in the area in case you don't get the needed yardage.
Hand off to Schlosser, and he's met at the line by a host of Fighting Scots, and he's not going to get the first down.
A really nice play. I'm trying to get the number of the guy that did that. I think it was Tobin again, calling his name a lot. And even though it's fourth down, you know, Rough Riders keeping their offense out there.
Rough Riders 18 of 28 on fourth down conversions this year. This one's going to be given to Perry, and Sean Perry bulldozes his way into the end zone. What a hit. That's a right stick truck if I've ever seen one, to get into the end zone for the first score of the game.
Yeah, Drew Duncan right there was not expecting that hit from Sean Perry, as on the fourth down, not only did they convert for enough for the touchdown, they converted for the first down, they converted for a touchdown. That is Perry's 9th rushing touchdown of the year.
Vanderveer on to attempt the PAT, and he continues his streak of being perfect on the year. So the Rough Riders lead it early, 7-0 here in Week 11, first round of the playoffs. We'll be back with more on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name that you want to remember. Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
Roughriders strike first with 3:29 to go in the opening quarter of play, courtesy of Sean Perry's 9-yard touchdown run. And Vanderveer will kick it off once again. That was 8 plays, 58 yards for the Roughriders on their second drive of the game. As this one is going to bounce around the 5 and eventually will be fielded by a Scot. Coming the other way now is Brody Matthews, and Matthews is going to be knocked down at around the 25.
And Matthews is our leading, is their leading rusher as well as our player to watch.
So after the 18-yard return, we'll see the offense set up for Highland. And they had a little something going on that first drive, but the St. Mary's defense eventually able to stand tall. So we'll see what's in store for the Fighting Scots on their second drive of the ball game. We've got 3:24 to go in this opening quarter here from Skip Bachman Stadium, historic Skip Bachman Stadium. As this will be another handoff, this one going right up the middle to Matthews. He'll gain about 3.
And again, Matthews is going to get kind of the tough yardage. He's their leading rusher, but he doesn't get the big chunks of yardage that some of his teammates get. But still, those are necessary yardage in the wing T to be able to run between the tackles. And you see the Rough Rider, the defensive line, really kind of settled in. It took a couple things. Austin Giesige, number 16, was the first team All-League WBL linebacker last year and then was moved to defensive line about 4 weeks in and, has really kind of settled into that spot.
As Matthews gets his way up close to the first down sticks. And he will move the chains.
So, as you mentioned, this Highland team is very astute on the rush themselves, averaging 331 yards a game and 6.4 yards an attempt.
So Matthews picks up 7 on that last run. Be a 1st and 10 from the 32. This will be another pitch out, this time going to Weaver, and he's going to get only about 1, the sophomore Jack Weaver.
And that time Perry darted in and was able to make the play for the minimal gain. So Weaver's a big kid. He's only listed at 175, but he looks a little bit bigger than that.
So a 2nd and 9 coming up for the Fighting Scots. Now they're starting to move the ball away from their own end zone. As this will be another handoff to Weaver, and again, short yardage as the defense standing tall for the Roughriders.
Well, a little stumble, coming out of the backfield that time, threw off the timing a little bit.
This is a St. Mary's defense that, Paul, you would know more than anybody, seeing a lot of their games, has very much improved over the years.
40. Okay, actually, I don't think that was Weaver. I think it was Vasquez. No wonder he looked bigger, because Vasquez is 210 pounds.
Javi Vasquez, the senior, wearing number 40 for the Scots tonight. As this will be a throw on 3rd down, and Jacobs has the interception at the 40-yard line, and Drew Jacobs, that's interception number 3 on the year for him.
Yes, and he's one of the most experienced defensive backs in not only in the WBL for the St. Mary's Roughriders team. He was matched up one-on-one against Isaiah Stoneburner, the leading receiver, and he stayed over top of him the entire way. And that is Weisenflu's 7th interception of the year and the first turnover of the game.
So now the Roughriders will take over, trying to add on to their lead. 1:06 before the quarter break. This one will go to Schlosser, and Ty Schlosser breaks one tackle and then is knocked down close to the 45.
Yeah, originally was hit that time by Contrell, I believe. No, that was Weaver. So we're going to say his name over and over tonight, aren't we?
Seems like it. Second down and 4. Another handoff to Schlosser, and Ty Schlosser will come close to a first down, as we'll see in the official spot. They will move the stick, so the clock will stop at 34 seconds.
But the Roughriders do what they usually do when they're feeling pretty good about their offense, is they are in and out of the huddle very quickly, as with 20 seconds left, they're already at the line.
This is going to be a throw. Looking for Dunlap, and he's wide open. Daylight ahead of him. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to do it. Braden Dunlap into the end zone for the Roughriders, and that's touchdown number 9 for the junior.
And Colin Clements has his 4th touchdown pass. They tried to run a pass earlier, but there's absolutely no one around Dunlap. It was just an easy pitch and catch on a 52-yard matchup between Clements and Braden Dunlap.
Vanderveer will come on for his 48th PAT attempt of the year. He's made the previous 47. 48 is no different. 14-0, St. Mary's on top early here from Skip Bachman Stadium, just like the Roughriders have done all year. As we remind you to stay connected with Game Face Ohio on Facebook and Twitter. 2 great ways to stay updated with everything Game Face has to offer. A very popular thing on our Facebook page is our game highlights presented by Merit Real Estate Professionals. You don't want to miss it. And Paul, it's a 3-play drive for the Roughriders. It didn't take much time at all, and now they're starting to break more trends going for the throwing game a little bit here.
Well, again, the one time they tried to run that pass to Dunlap, Clements had no chance. He was sacked. This time he was protected, and it was a totally blown coverage because no one was within 10, 15 yards of Dunlap. It's just a matter of make sure that, hey, I'm so open, I better not drop this, and then just be able to use his speed and get to the end zone.
So now if you're Highland, not necessarily that you have to score. It's still very early, but if St. Mary's is going to keep this up, you got to think they want to put a little bit of pressure on their offense to do something here on this next drive.
Well, you don't want to fall behind the Rough Rider team because they will just want to grind it out if they can and keep that clock running. So, you know, again, you just want to work on execution. You know, the one thing that they would like to do, I think, was flip the field position because they've had poor field position to start off with each time.
This one's going to be fielded at the 30. Looking for some room to run is Stoneburner, and Isaiah Stoneburner has found some up to the 50, and it's actually Parker Enoch who came on to kick for Vanderveer on that last kickoff that makes the stop.
And, you know, that might be the spark that they needed because they've had poor field position, but Stoneburner, probably one of the most athletic Scots on the team, was able to, you can see this replay, kind of find a seam and then get them some good field position as they will start in Rough Rider territory for the first time tonight.
Stoneburner with a 34-yard return has his team in great field position. They're going to give it back to Weaver. Weaver following his blockers. Dunlap chasing him down, and he's gang tackled close to the 40.
Yeah, a little hesitation in and out by Weaver that time allowed him to get to the outside, and I believe that will end the quarter.
At the end of one, it's the St. Mary's Rough Riders up on the Highland Scots, 14-0 from Skip Bachman.
Hello, Frost Roofing.
Frost Roofing holds the same core values our company was founded upon nearly 9 decades ago. We proudly provide quality craftsmanship and top-notch service to each client we serve. We're licensed by several major roofing manufacturers to give you the right recommendations at the best value for your investment. With state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and our honest way of doing business, Frost Roofing is our area's preferred commercial roofing experts. To learn more, visit frost-roofing.com or call 419-739-ROOF.
Stars and Stripes Graphics is your local screen printer located just east of the St. Mary's Memorial High School. Visit our showroom for all things Rough Rider, including jackets, sweatshirts, hats, sweatpants, ball caps, and more. We also carry items for New Knoxville Rangers and select collegiate gear for Ohio State and Michigan. Stars and Stripes Graphics, your local screen printer.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Back as the second quarter about to kick underway. Let's look at a little bit of playoff history that we got coming in tonight, Paul.
Well, maybe we'll get to it after this play.
As it will be a 2nd down and 4. Handoff to Weaver, and Weaver's going to get it up to about the 35. Now let's take a look at it.
As mentioned before, Highland, this is their 7th appearance. They only have 2 wins. It's the first one in 7 seasons. They did win there against Portsmouth West before bowing out to Ironton. St. Mary's, again, one of the stalwarts in the area. The 17th appearance is most in the WBL. They were regional finalists last year and 3-time state champions and have an impressive 22-13 overall record in the playoffs.
So after the first down pickup by Weaver, it's going to be another handoff. This one with some room to run, and this time it goes to Cantrell. He's only going to get about 2 yards. As that return by Stoneburner has really pumped up this offense, and they're now looking to get a first down here.
And again, this Rough Rider defense has been very, very solid, pitching shutouts the last 2 weeks and 3 out of the last 4 games. They have really, really tight splits in this offense.
Another handoff. This time going up to the 30-yard line goes Weaver. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable for the Highland Fighting Scots.
So, and probably what you would expect to be 4-down territory, especially with a wing T running team. So even if you don't get it all here, I'm sure Coach Carpenter feels confident in his team that, we're going to go for it, on a 4th down if necessary.
So the 5-yard rush sets up a 3rd and 3. Cantrell will go in motion, but they give it to Matthews, and he's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's Bo Kenning that time, was able to, get contact right at the line, and might have been a little contact away from the play that, Coach Carpenter and the Highland crowd are a little bit interested in.
Well, it was Christian Triplett that was tied up with one of the Highland players, and the officials said they're just playing football and let it go.
Well, irregardless, it's a 4th down and 3, and then this is a pivotal play, especially here for the Highland Scots, who are down 2 scores and desperately need to keep this drive alive.
Great crowd on hand for the Scots as well tonight, traveling well. As on 4th down, it will be a handoff that goes nowhere, and great penetration by the Rough Riders. That's a turnover.
Yeah, Reed Aller, first team all WBL last year, very aggressive and strong, the strongest player on the team, I believe. And that does end the drive with a loss of 3. And we'll
see what St. Mary's can do after the turnover. This will be a handoff to Sean Perry. Perry with room to run, still moving as he gets down close to the 45. So,
okay, we'll take a look here at the schedule for Highland. as they started the year with a loss and ended the year with a loss and had 8 consecutive wins in between. The loss at Northmore, who is a playoff team as well, cost them an outright K-MAC outright title, and then had to share it with Danville.
This run play right up the middle for the Roughriders, still moving the pile. Great pickup on first down. Talk about that schedule for the Scots. That first loss against Bloom Carroll was actually a loss in overtime.
Yeah, and Bloom Carroll is a playoff team too. In fact, they had 3 games against and Highland's going to take a timeout.
So the Fighting Scots take a timeout with 9:03 to go in the second quarter of play. They trail 14-0. We'll be back in just a bit on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name that you want to remember. Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
Back out of the timeout taken by Highland as both teams looking for something to spark them here with 9:03 to go. We take a look at the standings for the state of Ohio. And
yeah, this is the Knox Morrow Athletic Conference, known as the K-MAC. It's made up of teams from the Knox and Morrow counties. Again, it's new. All the teams but Danville were all in the same conference before. They got out of the Mid-Ohio Conference and decided to join Danville, create their own conference.
So on second down, will be a handoff. This one going to Shannon Fowler, and Shannon Fowler with room to run on the outside as he's ankle tackled, saving a touchdown as he's brought down at the 20.
I believe that's Cantrell with the touchdown saving tackle. And you see the replay. Fowler, you know, not the biggest runner, but he's a tough guy, and he stayed just tight enough to his blocks to kind of get lost in there and was able to make the big play.
This one going to Perry. Sean Perry moving to the outside. He's going to be wrapped up and thrown out of bounds close to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that time Stoneburner was able to kind of shed his block and hold his ground to be able to limit the gain on that play.
Talk about the new conference and the K-MAC. When you've got a name like the K-MAC, it makes you think of the MAC conference we've got around here. That's a big name to live up to.
Yes, it is. And they're having a busy night tonight. They had 6 teams in the Midwest Athletic Conference qualified for the playoffs.
This will be another handoff to Fowler, and he's going to be stopped after a short gain. Shannon Fowler, another one of those reliable running backs for Coach Fry. It seems like he can put anybody in at any time to hand the ball off to, and they're going to pick him up some yardage. You got to credit the offensive line for that as well. So after the 3-yard gain, They go back to Perry. And Sean Perry breaks a tackle, keeps on moving down to around the 10-yard line.
And it's going to be a first down, and it looked like Perry was in all sorts of trouble running to the outside as it appeared to be strung out there by the Highland Scots. But he was able to still kind of find a way to be able to turn that corner and move the chains.
So with the ball at the 11, it's going to be a handoff to Dunlap, and Braden Dunlap, no one in front of him except for his own teammate, and he walks into the end zone, and the Roughriders are a PAT away from going up by 3.
Yeah, in the top for Brandon Dunlap, he was our player to watch. We said that he could score in a variety of ways. His second touchdown this time comes on the ground.
3 scores, that is. Vanderveer on to attempt the PAT, and again, he stays perfect on the year. So 21-0, St. Mary's on top, starting to run away with it just a bit. As we get a look at the Western Buckeye League standings for this year. Of course, the Roughriders, the champs this year in the WBL.
Yeah, and again, this is their 24th overall WBL championship, their second in a row. As mentioned, going 9-0 for the first time since the 1993 state championship team. Elida is the only other team that did go to the playoffs, as Salina just missed out, and then Walpock at 6-4 finished, I think, about 12th. But a very competitive year in the Western Buckeye League team. You saw a lot of teams there, right there in the middle. Kenton, Van Wert, and Shawnee. You know, they could compete and potentially beat almost any team, you know, on a given night, including, you know, Van Wert gave St. Mary's all they wanted. That Shawnee team on this field, you know, we broadcast that game, went into overtime. Shawnee went for 2 for a chance to win that football game. You know, a lot of exciting action in the regular season in the WBL this year.
So after Parker Enoch kicked off the last time, Vanderveer will do it this time, and it's a nice kick that's going to bounce around the 10 and bounce off a Fighting Scot before being fielded at the 10. And now the Roughriders special teams unit gets down and knocks Weaver down before he can get anywhere.
So now with 7:24 left in the second quarter, and you're down 3 scores. You had one promising drive that got snuffed out on a 4th down. You know, you really need to not just establish field position. I really think, you know, you feel you probably need to get some points on the board before the end of this half.
So, Paul, what added pressure does that then put on your offense that you're saying they need to score? Do they do something different, or do they just keep going with what they've been doing?
You got to execute your stuff that you're planning on doing coming into the game. Now, you do prepare for some wrinkles. You know, there might be some either trick play or pass play, or maybe just something that, you know, you feel good about that you have prepared, but it's your personality. You got to stay within your personality of your team.
We have seen larger leads than this dwindle, especially with a lot less time remaining in a game, so it's not over yet. As after that last run, it's a 2nd and 8 for the Scots. This will be a throw. Weisenflew rolls out, looking for Stoneburner, and it's picked off once again, and guess who it is? Drew Jacobs. He is on a mission tonight. That's interception number 4 on the year, his 2nd tonight.
Yeah, and they were same matchup. They were looking for Stoneburner. This time they were running the bootleg, going to the outside. Stoneburner was running a comeback route, but this time the ball was not, you know, thrown as hard as it needs to be, and Jacobs was able to beat Stoneburner to the ball.
The Roughriders trying to put this one away early. We've got 6:39 remaining in the first half. It's already a 3-score lead. This one goes to Perry. He's going to gain only a couple yards before being brought down.
Yeah, you know, they're lucky they kind of was able to do anything. Right guard Ian Young actually kind of fell down on that play where he kind of got in the way. Normally does a pretty good job. But still, you know, when one of your lead blockers falls down to still gain 3 yards is pretty impressive.
So as the clock continues to run down here in the second quarter, it's the
They're
Roughriders
going Wildcat here.
Going with that Wildcat, and Dunlap. Dunlap looking to throw. He's got his man down the field, and he overthrows him as he was looking in the vicinity of Ty Howell.
And Howell was well covered by, I can't tell if that's Weaver or Cantrell out there. The 26 and 36 look pretty similar from up here. But there's a wrinkle for you we haven't seen in a long time. But, talking with the coaches, Dunlap has already rushed for a touchdown, caught a touchdown. He was looking to throw a touchdown that time.
Well, the mindset of the Roughriders offense has been different since the very start of this game, when they decided not only to get the ball first, but then throw 2 passes or attempt to throw 2 passes on that first drive.
Yeah, and I guess to finish my one thought, just because they are a running team, they're capable of throwing it. And talking to the coaches, they feel that, Clements can throw it. And
speaking of throwing the ball, this one is caught and into the end zone. How about that? Wyatt Barhorst, his first touchdown of the year and only the second time he's been thrown to.
And that was a lot of concentration. First of all, to catch the ball, almost appears like he caught the back of the football. And then for him to be able to maintain his footing, I can tell you what, as a former tight end, you don't want to fall down with no one tackling you. You want to be able to get to that end zone with no one's between you and him. So for the second time tonight, the Roughriders are able to score via the pass.
Vanderveer on to attempt the PAT once more, and once more it's through the uprights. 28-0. Roughriders rolling here with 5:53 to go in the second quarter. Back after this.
Hello, Frost Roofing.
Frost Roofing holds the same core values our company was founded upon nearly 9 decades ago. We proudly provide quality craftsmanship and top-notch service to each client we serve. We're licensed by several major roofing manufacturers to give you the right recommendations at the best value for your investment. With state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and our honest way of doing business, Frost Roofing is our area's preferred commercial roofing experts. To learn more, visit frost-roofing.com or call 419-739-ROOF.
Stars and Stripes Graphics is your local screen printer located just east of the St. Mary's Memorial High School. Visit our showroom for all things Rough Rider, including jackets, sweatshirts, hats, sweatpants, ball caps, and more. We also carry items for New Knoxville Rangers and select collegiate gear for Ohio State and Michigan. Stars and Stripes Graphics, your local screen printer.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Talk about the Roughriders being aggressive from the start. How's that for aggressive? They throw to Wyatt Barhorst. Only the second time they've looked to even throw towards him this year, and it's his first touchdown of the year to give the Roughriders the 28-0 advantage. As this kick's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line, we'll see what Stoneburner can do. Dangerous returner, he's shown, but this time the special teams unit gets down and knocks him down at the 20.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off that, I was kind of talking about how the coaches have mentioned they feel they can throw the ball a little bit. They just choose not to because that's not really what their personality is. But when called upon, Clements, can be an accurate passer. And obviously they also think that with Dunlap, how athletic he is, as they said, he can throw the ball around pretty well too.
Well, and you and I talked about it's been 2 weeks before this game since they had even attempted to throw a pass in a ball game, the Roughriders. So they definitely have changed their mindset up tonight. Now the defense has to hold, and so far so good on that first play, going nowhere for Highland.
Yeah, Blake Knorr, the sophomore, we saw him last week come up big with a big interception that kind of helped seal the game against the Redskins. And yes, that is a big defensive tackle with an interception to put a game away.
Yeah, there was a couple times that the Rough Riders almost had interceptions to seal that game towards the end.
So to kind of be clear on that, after that tackle for loss by Kenora, you know, this on a screen pass, and generally speaking on screen passes, a lot of time defenses put defensive tackles kind of responsible for that.
This is going to be a throw to Matthews, and in and out of his hands as he had Sean Perry covering him, but Matthews just couldn't pull it in.
It was, and Perry probably got caught a little bit flat-footed right there because that ball did get past him. And if Matthews was able to haul that in, he might have been able to go the distance because Perry would have had to turn his direction, his momentum, and turn around to try to chase him down. So you'd like to see him, if he can't get his hands on the ball, to stay a little bit deeper, to stay on top of the route.
Well, they say let's go away from this Jacobs kid because he's already picked us off twice. Sean Perry's dangerous as well. He's got 2 interceptions this year, 3 this year. Now another deep throw, and this one almost intercepted. This time it's Cam Agler right in and out of his hands.
And that's really good discipline shown there by Cam Agler because they're trying to run a throwback to Cantrell that time. And a lot of times teams kind of flow with the quarterback and leave that kind of throw open.
So it'll bring on the punting unit once more.
And that's got to be very discouraging after, you know, you've had a couple turnovers to now get, after poor field position, a 3-and-out and have to punt again to this Rough Rider team.
The junior Stoneburner will boot it away. Another line drive punt, but this time Perry able to get under it, and he's got room to work now. He's across the 40, and Sean Perry will move all the way up to the 30 as he still almost was able to keep his balance.
Well, I think we say the last time Stoneburner punted, they were very happy that he angled it away from the punt returner. We see how the computer rankings kind of worked out here. Remember, the top 8 do qualify. So this is a 3-6 matchup between St. Mary's and Sparta Highland. Obviously, they will play the winner of the Shelby Wauseon, which right now Shelby's winning pretty handily. We'll see how that ends up turning out.
Another Wildcat look for the Rough Riders. And Dunlap, this time it's a direct snap, and he's going to keep it running up to the 20, now to the 10, and Braden Dunlap in for his 3rd touchdown of the night.
You know, sometimes we don't get these players to watch down, but tonight it worked as Dunlap, as you mentioned, for the 3rd time tonight, 3rd time in the first half, is able to find the end zone, and the Rough Riders are starting to pull away here really, really early.
29 yards on the run by the junior Dunlap. It's his 11th touchdown of the year. Gabe Vanderveer on once more, and he misses it. And that's a rare miss, the first miss of the year for Gabe Vanderveer. I'm more shocked at that than anything.
Just pushed it to the right.
34-0. Rough Riders on top, 4:40 to go in the second quarter.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With Telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name that you want to remember. Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
Maybe the biggest story of the night, not even that it's 34-0, is that Gabe Vanderveer just missed his extra point, and that ruins his perfect streak on the year as he had himself quite a streak going. Vanderveer almost 50 PATs made this year, as this kick he makes up for by kicking all the way back to the end zone. And we will see the Highland offense once more after the turnovers that they've had, and you talked about new wrinkles that they've had to come up with. Now you're down 34-0, Paul. Now what do you do?
Again, you got to do what you do. You just got to do it better. You have a very successful offense that the kids have to have some confidence in themselves and kind of, you got to dance with the girl you brought to the dance and, do what, they do. And, they can still mix the pass in, but, it would be better for them to put together a good solid drive here, even if it's all on the ground more than anything.
Stoneburner, the ball carrier, and he loses the ball as it's free, and it looks like the Roughriders are on top of it, and the officials say they have it. So it just keeps piling on here in the first half for Highland, and St. Mary's, they may have 50 by the time we go to the locker room.
Yeah, Austin Giesige looks like he came up with that as Stoneburner is coughing it up. We'll maybe get a good look at this. And it looks like Perry put his helmet right on it to knock it out. And, well, Aguilar at least looks like he first had the chance to get to it. Whether he actually came up with it or not, can't really tell. But, the Roughriders with tremendous field position again. And one of the keys to the game that we had for the Scots was they had to play clean. And with the third turnover here, mid-second quarter, they had definitely not done that.
Here they go back to the Wildcat look that was so successful on the last play. Dunlap this time not able to get into the end zone, but solid yardage. As now the ball's loose, and Dunlap fumbled, spoke too soon, play not even over, and Highland gets it back.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get a replay on that. Looks like Stoneburner might have came up with the fumble, who fumbled himself earlier, so maybe a little bit of redemption for Stoneburner. So we can get a look at the replay and see kind of stripped out.
Yeah, ball's free.
Yeah, no doubt that the ball's free. And didn't see you come up. I don't think that was Stoneburner, though. But I'm pretty sure that was Tobin that ripped it out.
Looking to throw. Weisenflew. And this one incomplete, but a penalty marker down. So another flag on the play, brought to you by Stars and Stripes Graphics.
And that's usually in the area where holding is called, so we'll see if that is indeed the call. Yes, it is. So that'll march them back. Real quick note on the turnover. That's only the 9th giveaway of the year for the St. Mary's Roughriders here in Week 11. So averaging less than one turnover a game. You don't obviously want any turnovers, but still, it's still a pretty positive stat in the Roughriders' favor for the season.
And if you're going to turn the ball over, might as well do it while you're up 34-0.
That is true. So, but, even though you scored 3 touchdowns, Braden Dunlap, I'm sure the coach had something to say to you about ball security over there on the sideline.
Yeah, forget those 21 points that you put up on the board for us. That's what we're going to remember. Can't be perfect. This will be a handoff going up the middle, looking for a little trickery. It did not fool the Roughriders defense.
And Jackson Harris, I think that's the first time we've called his name tonight that went in there for the hit.
And Harris, the leading tackler for the Roughriders on the year, over 120 tackles for him. The next closest is Sean Perry at 100 exactly.
And and he finished the season 4th in the Western Buckeye League in tackles. But he grew 4 inches since last year. He's gained 25 pounds. He's turned himself into a heck of a football player.
2nd and 17 for Highland. They will run the ball once more, and once more the defensive line has come to play for the Roughriders.
And I think Harris is again with the first hit on on Weaver. Check out the defensive line there. You can see, coming off his block was Harris initially, then Giesige gets in there, and great camera shot that time.
When you get to this time in the season, you're the lucky few if you're still playing, and of course you lose, you're done. It's 34-0. It's not even halftime. You wonder what's going on in the mind of the Highland players. As it's going to be a throw, it's a throw back, and this one falls incomplete as they were looking for Javi Vasquez.
Yeah, and I should point out, Harris was there all the way, and he made contact before, but you're allowed to if the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. There is no pass interference when the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage. This time they got Drew Jacobs as the sole person back. So only one person back this time, as they got Sean Perry is up on the line. I don't know if they're going to try to go block this, but Perry is up there.
This one does get away cleanly. Jacobs will let it bounce. We'll see if he tries to field it. He looks, sees he has time, picks it up. Now with some room to run, Drew Jacobs breaking tackles as there is a penalty marker down. Jacobs is running like it's a touchdown, but we'll see what the flag has in store.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can, but they're going to have to walk about 50, 60 yards back where the flag was thrown. This is going to come back. So Drew Jacobs, which could have been a dream night for him with 2 interceptions, and might have been able to cap off with a punt return for a touchdown, but it's going to go for naught as this will be brought back. Doing the read? Not doing the read?
As you take a
they
look
must
at
have
the
called
replay,
that block on the back there on Dunlap.
So 2:46 to go. That penalty will move the Roughriders back just a bit.
So yeah, a little bit different from going from 6 points to now you're on your own 35-yard line. I do want to point out that the OHSA mercy rule when you're up by 30 is not in effect yet. That only goes into effect starting in the second half. So the things do not change score-wise. We will start the second half with a running clock.
As Sean Perry starts this play with a big run up to the 50. And a lot of barking on both sides of the field, as maybe starting to get just a little chippy out there with this big lead for the Roughriders. But Paul, you mentioned that running clock, and found out earlier this month that the OHSA has decided to implement that in tournament basketball this year, only it's got to be a 35-point lead. I know we're a ways away from it. But a 15-yard run. Here's another throw. Dunlap to Perry. Sean Perry trying to make a man miss. He does. Gets it up to the 30, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds right there by Tate Tobin.
And the Roughriders with their 5th passing attempt of this half. This time again, it is Dunlap, and the Wildcat throws it out to Perry.
And there is another flag, and I believe it's bringing the Roughriders back. There, it's a chop block, it looks like, going against St. Mary's. That's another flag on the play, brought to you by Stars and Stripes Graphic. 2:24 to go till the halftime break. Roughriders already leading 34-0. Can they get another one here?
And staying with Dunlap in the gun.
They like this formation. Dunlap hands it off this time. This one going nowhere as they gave it to Christian Triplett.
And Cantrell not fooled and was able to make the play. But, the Roughriders doing some things that we haven't seen them do. And, when you start playing a team that's not used to seeing you, and all the stuff that I've seen on film has been pure wing tee, full house kind of stuff, this can throw them for a potential loop.
Dunlap is technically listed as the backup quarterback for the Roughriders. Right now he's got an empty backfield, and he's going to go deep as he's looking for Triplett once more, and this time he just overthrows him, but he had his man in Tobin beat.
Yeah, he did. You know, he had his matchup, but you know, ball was overthrown a little bit.
So now a 3rd and 15 for St. Mary's. We'll see
the replay there, you know, overthrown by a few yards.
We'll see if they go back to the air once more. They play it conservative.
Well, again, Dunlap as Clements is still on the sideline.
Dunlap will throw. Pressured, it's a screen to Perry. Perry spins away from one tackle, got blockers in front. Sean Perry gets on his horse, and he's up across the 30. Cutback move up to the 20, and that's where he'll be knocked down.
You know, as a quarterback, and granted, I know Dunlap's not a true quarterback at times, but those are the kind of pass things that looks great on the stat sheet because it's going to be about a 30-yard play that he threw to the line of scrimmage. So we can see here on replay, running the screen off to the right-hand side to let everybody up the field. Nice spin move to get out of trouble there by Perry. And there's a 38-yard.
Dunlap.
Thanks to our stat man, Tim.
This time, running with it. Has to break a tackle. He can't get out of it, but he gets solid yardage up to the 5. And let me ask you this, Paul. You're up 34-0. Looks like you'll be advancing the next week, and you've thrown this new wrinkle in of Dunlap throwing the ball. Is this something now, as your opponents next week will have to game plan for this?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. You know, that's another reason why you want to do it, is so that other teams will start to like, well, you know, we got to get ready for this and use up some of the time of your preparation for that too.
Dunlap will throw again. This time brings it down. Couldn't find anybody open, and not going to get much on the run.
So it looks like there's going to be a timeout by the Roughriders.
So they take a timeout with 47 seconds to go in the quarter. 34-0, a commanding lead. On Monday, October 30th, the Youth and Government Program at Walpokenetta High School is hosting the Election 2017 Candidate Forum at 7 p.m. in the Walpokenetta Performing Arts Center. Candidates for Auglaize County Judge and Walpokenetta City School Board of Education will be asked questions prepared by members of the Youth and Government Program. Time will also be available at the end of the forum to allow for questions from the audience. Game Face Ohio will be showing re-airs of the broadcast daily on GFO through the election day. Check out the set-top box schedule guide for times.
And a perfectly timed read is going to lead us here into this next play.
I'll catch my breath. You can call this play. 47 seconds to go. Dunlap with the read option, rolling out, looking for his man, and he overthrows his intended target. They're looking for Barhorst again.
Well, no 2 touchdowns for the tight end, who only had 1 catch on the entire season coming in. But that is going to bring up a 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line.
So my other question to that is, do you want to keep doing this if you're the Roughriders, knowing that they'll now have tape on you running this formation, or are you just going to keep going with it because it's working?
I think they had a plan. You know, they wanted to go to this at some point, and, you know, it's looking pretty good for them.
Well, they'll keep it up, but this time Dunlap's in trouble, and he slips the turf, but it was the grass that brought him down.
Yeah, you want to talk about, you know, it was looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good, but, you know, it really wasn't looking very good that time. You know, a seasoned quarterback would have to know to just continue to roll out and then try to throw the ball away if you can.
So St. Mary's takes a timeout with 32 seconds remaining. And says that it's third down.
Yeah, it's a 3rd down going to be coming up, but it's a 3rd and goal and really long. You know, the one thing they haven't really seen is, you know, Vanderveer.
Now, should this be 4th down with 32 seconds to go? I think the officials are maybe talking about it. They're going, because I believe there's been 3 plays run, but they're sticking with it being 3rd down, and the Roughriders are running as if it's a 3rd down play. Dunlap throwing deep in the back of the end zone, looking for Triplett, and it's incomplete. And now it's 4th down.
Now you have Vanderveer coming on to attempt the field goal. He did have his first blip on the radar in terms of missing his first extra point on the season, but he is 5 for 7 on the season from field goals. This one looks to be dead center, and it will be about a 35, 36-yard field goal, which will be a long on the year.
Vanderveer looking to, no, it's a fake as Clements will throw. He's got Barhorst wide open in the end zone, and the Roughriders with a little trickery already up 34.
So that's going to go down as a touchdown pass for the Roughriders, and again, throwing some trickery out there. And it is air Roughriders tonight.
So a 19-yard reception for Barhorst, who now has 2 touchdowns off the fake field goal.
And you can see wide open, just going to throw it up there again. And
this time no fake, as Vanderveer makes it 41-40. I tell you what, they're pulling out all the stops right now, the Roughriders are.
And the Roughriders are 6 out of 10 passing, and they're up, as I said, 41-0 with a 27-point second quarter.
You get a look at the state poll on your screen.
And as you see, this St. Mary's Roughrider team is ranked 8th in the state. A couple of teams that are in the region, Shelby, who is a probable opponent next week, is ranked 5th in the state, and Clear Fork, also the #1 team in this region, is ranked 4th in this state.
So 11 plays and 65 yards, capped off by a fake field goal attempt. Wyatt Barhorst with the reception. So you already talked about the game planning St. Mary's opponent's going to have to do next week. Now they're going to have to add in looking for the fake field goal as well. As Vanderveer will come back out with 20 seconds left. A lot of happy faces on that St. Mary's sideline. As this one's going to be fielded at around the 5-yard line. Bringing it up the middle and brought down just across the 30. And that's where the offense will take over for the Fighting Scots after the Weaver return.
Oh, you know, at this point, you know, run a play, get to halftime, and just hope that you can come out and execute a little bit better in the second half.
So it was a 25-yard return for Weaver, and now with 13 seconds to go, we'll see exactly what the Fighting Scots decide to do. Handful of turnovers already for them in this one, as they will keep it on the ground. This is Matthews up to the 35. And Highland with no intention of stopping the clock. So that will do it for the first half of play. It's the Roughriders that have shot out of the gate like a cannon and lead Highland 41-0 in the first round of the playoffs. Week 11, back with more here on Game Face Ohio.
Hello, Frost Roofing.
Frost Roofing holds the same core values our company was founded upon nearly 9 decades ago. We proudly provide quality craftsmanship and top-notch service to each client we serve. We're licensed by several major roofing manufacturers to give you the right recommendations at the best value for your investment. With state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and our honest way of doing business, Frost Roofing is our area's preferred commercial roofing experts. To learn more, visit frost-roofing.com or call 419-739-ROOF.
Stars and Stripes Graphics is your local screen printer located just east of the St. Mary's Memorial High School. Visit our showroom for all things Rough Rider, including jackets, sweatshirts, hats, sweatpants, ball caps, and more. We also carry items for New Knoxville Rangers and select collegiate gear for Ohio State and Michigan. Stars and Stripes Graphics, your local screen printer.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Halftime here at Skip Bachman Stadium for the first round of the playoffs, and it's the Roughriders on top big, 41-0 over the Highland Fighting Scots as the St. Mary's Roughriders marching band out on the field performing. And we take a look at our scoring summary. Buckle up, because there's a lot of them to go through, as it started early with the Roughriders, and it was Sean Perry on a 9-yard run that capped off 8 plays and 58 yards on the second drive of the game for the Roughriders. Then it was Braden Dunlap on a 52-yard reception with 15 seconds left in the first quarter to get the Roughriders up 14-0. At the 7:30 mark in the second quarter, it was Dunlap on a 10-yard run, capping off 7 plays, 68 yards on that drive. At the 5:53 mark in the second quarter, Wyatt Barhorst with his first touchdown reception of the year, his second time he's been thrown to all year. Then Dunlap, 29 yards. He goes, capping off a 3-play, 29-yard drive, or 1-play, 29-yard drive, just 1 play. Then the fake field goal by the Roughriders to really just add on to it. Wyatt Barhorst again getting another reception with 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. And of course, you had the one missed point after attempt by Gabe Vanderveer, which really was for me, one of the most shocking things to happen in this game to this point. 41-0 Roughriders on top. And now we step into Sadler Schoolhouse.
Okay, we're going to do a rarity here. We are going to diagram a passing play here for the Roughriders here in the schoolhouse. And this is what kind of goes sometimes where, what you see on film doesn't always translate to the game, because what we have right here are 10 people in the box to try to guard against this Roughrider run. The only person that's outside the box is over here on this side of the field. But you have 2 eligible receivers over here with Barhorst and Dunlap right here. All they're going to do is just release up the field a little bit. Go ahead and run it. And they're just going to release down the field, go and freeze it right there. Already, this guy right here is the only person that can cover either one of these guys. Right now, Dunlap has absolutely nobody between him and the end zone. So as you can go ahead and run it, that Clements has to do is be able to just kind of get the ball up there. As you can see, no one's within 10 yards of him. And once he gets his momentum going, Clay Matthews, the only person that had the potential to be able to get to him, could not, and an easy touchdown for the Roughriders.
Again, always, as we appreciate Sadler's Schoolhouse. 41-0, St. Mary's on top. We take a look at the first half stats, Paul.
And totally domination for the Roughriders, as you can see, the team stats hopefully coming up here soon. There we go. St. Mary's, again, still rushing the ball pretty well, nearly 200 yards on the ground, but over 100 yards passing, 15-3 on first downs. And the turnovers have really hurt the Scots as well, who has yet to complete a pass. Individually, St. Mary's, Perry leading the way with 73 yards on the ground, Dunlap 67 yards on the ground, Fowler with 50. We don't usually do this, but passing-wise, Colin Clements 4 for 4 with 3 touchdowns and 86 yards. Perry, the leading receiver, with 3 catches for 40 yards. Barhorst, a special mention, with 2 catches, now tripling his season total now with 3 catches of the year, only came in with 1, with 2 for touchdowns.
And he only had 1 reception for 8 yards all of last year. Not to harp on it, but I think it's worth pointing out that Vanderveer's missed PAT snapped 71 straight for him. Wow. It was 50 straight this year, which is a school record, so still a little shocked by it, but the Roughriders aren't really worried as they're up 41-0 here at halftime. We leave you with some of the big defensive plays that the Roughriders had in that first half, and then we'll be back with the second half kickoff. You're watching Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name that you want to remember. Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
Back here at Skip Bachman, 41-0 St. Mary's lead. Second half about to kick off, but before that, let's go ahead and look at our halftime adjustments presented by the Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
And we're going to start off with looking at St. Mary's. You know, their halftime adjustments isn't very much. They just need to stay sharp here in the second half. And really, you hate to say this, don't get hurt going into the next week's regional semifinal game. For Berlin, excuse me, not Berlin Highland, but for Sparta Highland, you know, what you need to do is, very unlikely you're going to come back here. You're going to have a running clock and you're down 41. But what you want to do is, this is, you know, a rarity to have a playoff game like this for your school, and you want to have a good experience for your team, especially for your seniors. So you want to find a way to get a positive experience and taste in your mouth here in the second half somehow.
You're jumping ahead early to basketball season with Berlin Highland.
Yeah.
You usually see them down at the state playoffs. As the second half about to kick off, and it's Gabe Vanderveer to do so for the Roughriders. As this is a boot all the way down to the 10-yard line, where it will be fielded by Matthews, and Brody Matthews looking to get out wide, but the special team unit covers them up pretty well.
So as mentioned, this is going to be, once the ball gets set, is going to be a running clock per, though, which is a mercy rule. As long as this game stays greater than 30 points here in the second half, whether it's out of bounds, incomplete passes, it's still going to be, the clock will run.
So after the 17-yard return by Matthews, we'll see what Reese Weisenflute comes up with and his offense. The first drive of the second half is going to be a handoff to Matthews, and he'll be knocked down around the 30. You talk about that running clock rule, Paul, and it came into effect a few years back, and I think it was welcomed by many when they first had it going in the regular season, and it really has helped with games like these.
Yeah, it probably is for the best. You know, there is some people that would say that it does take some reps away from when you do, you know, get some JV guys or maybe some freshman guys in at the very end of the game, and some, you know, a chance to play some action, some Friday Night Lights. But overall, you know, a lot of times, you know, it's just more opportunities for people to get hurt and for people, you know, to, you know, not really have an enjoyable half of football.
As the last play developed, there is a flag on the play, brought to you by Stars and Stripes Graphics. So if we're looking at this from a Highland perspective and you went over the halftime adjustments, you get a touchdown possibly, if you can get a touchdown here on this first drive. Do you go aggressive and, you know, just try to maybe onside kick right away and just, you know, throw everything at it, or is this a matter of, like you said, just kind of playing the game out?
You know what, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. You know, they only have 3 first downs. So, you know, cross that bridge when they get to it. You know, they are making some things a little bit harder on themselves with a penalty.
You gotta have a little hope.
And, the clock is ticking this entire time.
Yeah, as it gets down to about 10 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. And they are backed up in the shadow of their own goal line. They look to throw, and they have it completed to Javi Vasquez, and Vasquez gets it down close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that's the first completed pass of the evening for the Scots.
By the way, one of my new favorite nicknames around the state of Ohio, the Fighting Scots. After the 11-yard gain, set up a third down.
A nice look there of Reed Aller and Giesige down there from the defensive tackle positions.
This will be a handoff. This one going to Cantrell, and the ball's loose, and it's picked up by Christian Triplett, and another turnover.
That Sean Perry for the second time is going to be forcing that fumble. We're going to watch this replay. He gets the hit in there right on the football and pops it out once again. Actually, it looks like it might have been Jacobs that might have been able to get that ball out of there. Either way, the Roughriders with their second fumble recovery of the game, fourth turnover overall.
So now the offense back out onto the field. Here's a more realistic question for you. Do you start to put in the backups now if you're St. Mary's, or is it too early?
No. But they are sticking with the offensive grouping that they had at the end of the half with the Wildcat, or the fun and gun, if you want to call it that, with Dunlap at the quarterback.
Dunlap will keep it. Room to run up to the 25, just across it, where he'll be marked down.
Because you want to remain sharp. And one of the things that you want to do is you want to come out and have, a well-executed drive. I would not expect them the starters to finish the game, but that's kind of Coach Fry's. This isn't his first rodeo, so he's, I'm sure, very calm and clear about what he wants to do with his team.
Even he'll tell you that, as he's been around for quite a while, and St. Mary's happy to have him back, as they are in the playoffs for the second year in a row. This one going to Triplett, as he tries to cut it inside, nothing doing for him.
So one of the things that we looked at halftime was to try to find out some of the biggest wins in St. Mary's playoff history. The largest amount of victory that we could find was way back in 1992 against the Greenville Green Wave, where they won by 47 points, 61-14 victory.
Dunlap will throw. Now he decides to take it and run as he crosses the 20. Still moving across the 10. Braden Dunlap dives towards the pylon, and the officials are going to say he scored. So Braden Dunlap adds on to his already huge tally tonight with that score.
Yeah, he somersaults in, and we'll get a replay on this. Didn't know if this was a called run or if he just kind of saw the gap and went for it. Nice block down there at the end as well. I think that's by Jacobs. And we can see there the somersault right in the end to just get inside the pylon.
So a 25-yard touchdown run for Dunlap, his fourth touchdown of the night. And Vanderveer adds it on with an extra point. So Roughriders are cooking right now, cruising to the finish line here.
Hello, Frost Roofing.
Frost Roofing holds the same core values our company was founded upon nearly 9 decades ago. We proudly provide quality craftsmanship and top-notch service to each client we serve. We're licensed by several major roofing manufacturers to give you the right recommendations at the best value for your investment. With state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and our honest way of doing business, Frost Roofing is our area's preferred commercial roofing experts. To learn more, visit frost-roofing.com or call 419-739-ROOF.
Stars and Stripes Graphics is your local screen printer located just east of the St. Mary's Memorial High School. Visit our showroom for all things Rough Rider, including jackets, sweatshirts, hats, sweatpants, ball caps, and more. We also carry items for New Knoxville Rangers and select collegiate gear for Ohio State and Michigan. Stars and Stripes Graphics, your local screen printer.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at tellcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With tellcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Braden Dunlap adds on to the touchdown fest tonight for the Roughriders. 48-0, they lead Highland after the 25-yard run from Dunlap. His 4th touchdown of the night. Comes off another Highland turnover off the fumble, and Matthews fields this one at the 10 for the Fighting Scots. Finds a hole, and it's Braden Dunlap that brings him down at the 35.
So Highland obviously heading out there, and you know, as mentioned, they just want something positive to happen, you know, put a drive together. You know, they did have that one drive where they're inside the 30-yard line of the Roughriders, where kind of got stymied on a 3rd down, which left a 4th and long, and then got stopped on that fourth down, but that was their best chance for some points.
It'll be a handoff to Matthews, and he's going to be knocked down after a gain of only about 2.
Yeah, Jacobs right there to be able to make the play. Been calling his name a lot tonight.
2 interceptions for him in this game tonight to this point. Weisenflew getting some words of advice from his coach. So 2nd down and 8 with the ball at the 37. As the Scots will pitch this one off to Matthews. He cuts it back. Still running is Brody Matthews. Now he's got some room to run. Jacobs trying to bring him down as Matthews cuts back on him, and a great block before Sean Perry is able to bring down the big junior.
Yeah, Javi Vasquez with a big block, and the most exciting play of the night for the Highland Scots. We see a little pitch play going to the outside. Roughriders over pursue a little bit, so he cuts up against the grain, and we see a little slip there by Jacobs. Still able to recover and make the play, but the largest play of the game at 36 yards.
The ball now on the St. Mary's 27. Slipping before he gets it is, I believe, Weaver.
Yeah, the timing of that was all thrown off. As he had Knorr was in there to be able to make the play.
Actually,
Kenning, I think, as well.
Tate Tobin, the ball carrier, as he just slipped. Fortunately for Highland, it wasn't another turnover.
Yeah, but you know, you kind of mentioned slipped. You know, week 11, you know, on natural grass, you know, it could be much worse, especially after last week's rain deluge.
This handoff going nowhere, and that's something looking ahead. If you're the Roughriders, it's a good chance that things work out the way we think they will, that you may be playing on turf.
You know, that's what the plan, the state wants to be able to play on turf as much as they can. Now, with all the games being moved to Friday nights only, that does make it so that facilities might not be as available as they normally are. So, you know, it'll always be kind of interesting where you end up at.
Looking to throw, Weisenflew. He's got Stoneburner, and another interception for Drew Jacobs. That's number 5 on the year, his 3rd tonight.
Yeah, the hat trick, and once again, Stoneburner was never really open. It looked like Weisenflew was just going to throw the ball up there and try to let his player make a play, but you know, Jacobs was more open that time than Stoneburner was.
So just when it looked like the Fighting Scots had some momentum going for them, they turned the ball over again. The Clock continues to run as we are in the running clock. 4:25 to go in the third quarter. 48-0 lead for the Roughriders.
Looks like we do have some new faces going on. I think Carter Ballweg is now in at quarterback.
This will be a short run for the new quarterback.
And Carter, we've seen him before. He has actually, I think, one of the few pass completions of late. The Roughriders before this game. He's a junior. He does play, with the starters at times as a wide receiver. But as you can see, he's also one of the backup quarterbacks.
So I guess that answers the question of when does Coach Fry go to his bench? This is going to be a handoff. Cutting to the outside, another junior and Eddie Fowler.
Eddie Fowler, last time I believe we were on this field broadcasting, I did think he scored a touchdown late against Elida, if I recall.
He's got,
much to your surprise, Eli.
He's got 2 on the year. Yeah. Longest run of the year for him of 18 yards. That's his 10th rushing attempt of the year.
Nice tackle.
Yeah, very nice tackle. I'll bring up a 4th down for the Roughriders, and they will have to punt it away for one of the first times tonight.
Yeah, and that's Tate Tobin with the big hit, and again, the leading tackler. And he's only a junior, and there's a lot of juniors on this team for Highland. I do think better things are ahead of them, looking ahead to next year.
Sean Perry to punt it away. Continues a list of a few different Roughriders that have been asked to do that duty. It was Trey Fisher to start. Chandler Gray took over for a little bit, and now they've settled, at least for the moment, on Sean Perry. He's got 5 punts coming into this game as he almost botched that snap, and this punt's going to go out around the 40-yard line.
So really good field position for Highland. So obviously we're here in playoff time, so let's take a look at the bracket. This is the 3-6 matchup there at the bottom with St. Mary's versus Sparta Highland. I think we can go ahead and pencil in St. Mary's right here. And Shelby looks like they're going to be moving on. Clear Fork is right now winning pretty comfortably, and I think Bellevue's up a few touchdowns too in the 5-4 matchup. The top 3 seeds moving on, and then the 5-4 seed might be a mild upset in terms of seeding, but Bellevue a lot more of an experienced playoff team than Pepper Pike Orange is.
This will be a run with Matthews as he's going to be brought down. And now on the other end of this, if you're Highland, obviously this is going to be your last game of the year. Things continue the way they are, and they look like they will. You're going to keep your guys in probably a little bit longer because you know it's their final game.
It is, and you didn't drive 2 hours to get shut out. And the defense in St. Mary's obviously would love to preserve the 0 up there. That's a big goal of defenses as we see a double handoff. And they've had shutouts in 3 of the last 4 games. That's always a goal of theirs. But when it comes down to it, you're going to win the football game. And if I'm the the coach of Highland, I want us to feel good about something. And even if you get a touchdown right at the end, which Dayton Belmont did last year against St. Mary's, at least you got something to kind of hang your hat on. We made the playoffs, and that's an accomplishment in and of itself. But we did do something that we can be happy about.
3rd down and 3. This is going to be a pitch to Matthews. Got blockers ahead of him, and he's going to come pretty close to that 1st down.
And Keegan Sawmiller in there with the tackle. It's going to be a little bit short up here, so it's going to remain 4th. It's going to be 4th down.
And Paul, you talked about how this is a young Highland team, only 8 seniors. So one of the goals, obviously, for Coach Chad Carpenter is to get those 8 seniors in at some point to try to play their final few moments as a Fighting Scot, but also maybe give those younger guys some experience as well.
We got a lot of younger guys with experience, and one thing that we did not mention was they did have an injury that kind of hurt them. Brock Bealey was their leading rusher, got hurt about week 6, and they would expect him to be back next year as well.
So at the end of the quarter, 1 play on 4th down, and it looks like they got it. So We'll have a first down coming up to start the fourth quarter for the Fighting Scots as they trail St. Mary's here in week 1 of the playoffs, 48-0. You're watching Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at tellcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With tellcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name that you want to remember. Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
Fourth quarter underway here at Skip Bachman Stadium. Eli Alvarez and Paul Sadler with you as the Roughriders have 12 minutes to try to run off. It is a continuous clock with the 48-0 lead. It's been like that ever since we started the second half. And after a fourth down conversion for Highland to end the third quarter, their first down play goes for about a gain of 1.
And for what it's worth, they do not have Highland does not have a field goal attempt on the year, and usually even when they score a touchdown, they usually go for 2. So you would expect 4-down territory from here on out,
especially as they get closer into the red zone. The ball to 25 on 2nd and 9. This will be a pitch play out to the left for Weaver, and he's going to gain about 3. And again, actually, that's Tobin.
I wasn't going to say anything that time, Eli.
No, it's yeah. When you've got 36, 26, and 30 as your running backs, and I mean, it's easy to see the numbers, but they keep getting scrunched up, and the struggles, I'm telling you.
Struggle is real, my friend.
As long as we give credit to the right player. Tate Tobin was the ball carrier. Brings up a 3rd and 5. So we'll go back to Tobin. He lowers his shoulder, gets ahead, and he's close to a first down. As St. Mary's came out of the pile with the ball, Ty Howell tried to say that he took it away. Officials weren't buying it.
So this is going to bring up a 4th down. So it's going to be close, though.
So 4-yard pickup for Tobin, and now on 4th and 1, we'll see what they do.
So we'll see again, this Highland offense came into this game averaging over 330 yards rushing and 6.4 yards a pop. We'll see if they can move the Roughriders for 2 yards to get the first down.
Tobin and Matthews in the backfield. They go to Matthews, and Brody Matthews has the first down for the Fighting Scots. It'll move the chains. At some point in this fourth quarter, Paul, we will get to your trivia question. I promise you that. As we approach 9:40 to go. course, that trivia question brought to you by Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency, and that's been a tricky thing all year for me. Paul loves it, obviously.
I get it right every time.
You do, as this is another handoff to Tobin. I don't have AJ this time to get the question wrong with me.
No, but we do have Tim, who, realize it or not, is going to be asked this trivia question, so we'll see how he does.
Tim Glon, we appreciate stepping in for AJ tonight on stats. Done a fantastic job.
Had the SID of Ohio Northern. We're moving up in the world.
I think we may have to have a talk with AJ when he comes back. I did get word from the truck that we will be having a conversation with him, as Matthews to run again gets across the 10. Of course, AJ heavily involved with New Knoxville and their boys basketball program. His brother, the head coach.
Yeah, and this is his first year as an assistant basketball coach, and he's coached in the past before, including, you know, being a coach here at St. Mary's when I was a coach basketball here. So, you know, he's excited to get back into the basketball game, as this is the first official night that boys basketball can start practice.
My question for you, Paul, is where haven't you coached? I think that would be an easier guessing game, as this one goes to Matthews once more. And Matthews gets it up to the 5.
And this is once again going to bring up the third, fourth down of this drive, as this is obviously the most serious threat that the Scots have to try to be able to put some points on the board. And again, a very respectable crowd had made the 2-hour trip here to St. Mary's.
105 miles the trek from Highland. As a 4th down and 1. Looking to not be shut out tonight as they give it to Matthews, and he is stopped immediately at the line of scrimmage. St. Mary's defense was on a mission right from the start, and they're continuing that.
Yes, and with that stop, that's going to bring up the trivia question. So here we are, the Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency. This is St. Mary's 4th ever playoff game here at the Skip. What's the record in the first 3 games? So you got a fighter's chance in here.
Well, they won.
Tim?
They won last year, so you can give them 1.
So we got Tim saying 3-0.
I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 as we have a handoff to Ty Howell on this first down play, as he's going to be brought down close to the 5. And I think the guys in the truck are agreeing with me. They're going to go 2-1 as well. Although
you'd think, you know, they have privy to the answer.
They've probably seen it. So it maybe I finally got one right. It would be my 2nd of the year. So I mean, 2 out of 11 weeks. It's not terrible. As we've got 6:30 to go here in the 4th quarter. Roughriders trying to safely see this one out, as a penalty marker goes for a false start against the Roughriders. Again, another flag on the play, brought to you by Stars and Stripes Graphics. Big thank you to them being our sponsor this year, and all of our sponsors here on Game Face Ohio. It's been a very entertaining year, no matter who we've been covering, the Roughriders or the Redskins. And of course, what a great matchup between the two that we saw last week in the rain. This will be 2nd and 13 after the penalty.
Great shot right there.
This will be another handoff going up the middle.
All right, so we're going to take a look at our trivia answer here.
Oh, boy.
So the record in the first 3 games is 1-2. Last year against Dayton Belmont was their first home victory in playoff history. Their first 2 was losses, as you can see, to Bellevue. That was back in 2001, a 34-21 defeat. And then they played Cincinnati, Wyoming in 2003 and lost a 2-point decision, 16-18.
This Ballwig looks to throw and overthrows his receiver. You know what? I'm a little mad at myself because that was a question that didn't have too many possible answers. I should have. No. You've had other ones where it's like, hey, which of these 50 teams is the right team to choose from? You know what? At least I'll say I was close.
You were close.
I was close.
And you know what's kind of interesting was in pure away games, they actually have a better record. They're 4-1 in pure away games. Obviously, if they play next week, it would likely be in a neutral site.
Perry punts this one away, rolling down to the 40, just across it, where Jacobs will bring him down. As United Way of Auglaize County reminds you that great things happen when we live united. When filling out this year's pledge card, be sure to give where you live and designate Auglaize County. Highland will get another crack at trying to put some points up on the board before they take the 2-hour trip back. There's a look at Brock Veely, the injured Fighting Scot. Of course, happened earlier this year, but a big blow for them. He had close to 700 yards rushing before his injury.
Yeah, I believe he broke his foot. And the good thing for him is he is just a junior, so he will have next year to be able to come back. And again, there's just a lot of talent in this Highland team, so you know, nothing to be discouraged about. You know, they won the inaugural KMAC conference, sharing that with Danville, who's also a playoff team. You know, and they have a lot of talent to be able to maybe repeat and, you know, make another appearance in the playoffs next year.
You talk about it being the inaugural season of the KMAC, and you look around the state of Ohio, and while it's not common here, you see more and more that teams switch conferences more often, especially around the Columbus area, the Dayton area.
You're right, and up north and north central, you know, there's been lots of changes. That's, you know, a big run right there by Contrell, I believe. No, that's Weaver.
Wasn't going to say anything that time, Paul.
I'll leave the play-by-play to you.
As we approach 3 minutes to go in this fourth quarter.
But, you know, your point is, you know, there's a lot of stability in the conferences around here. You know, the Western Buckeye League that was founded all the way back in 1937, you know, has remained very steady. There's been no changes since 1982. And before that, there was just one change before 1972 when Delphia St. John's joined for the 70s, and when they kind of felt that they were getting too small for the WBL, you know, they went and joined the MAC.
So we have an injured player down on the field. As they attend to him, we will step away. Roughriders leading 48-0.
Hello, Frost Roofing.
Frost Roofing holds the same core values our company was founded upon nearly 9 decades ago. We proudly provide quality craftsmanship and top-notch service to each client we serve. We're licensed by several major roofing manufacturers to give you the right recommendations at the best value for your investment. With state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and our honest way of doing business, Frost Roofing is our area's preferred commercial roofing experts. To learn more, visit frost-roofing.com or call 419-739-ROOF.
Stars and Stripes Graphics is your local screen printer located just east of the St. Mary's Memorial High School. Visit our showroom for all things Rough Rider, including jackets, sweatshirts, hats, sweatpants, ball caps, and more. We also carry items for New Knoxville Rangers and select collegiate gear for Ohio State and Michigan. Stars and Stripes Graphics, your local screen printer.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Javi Vasquez, the injured Fighting Scot, came off under his own power. It's good to see as we're back to action here with 2:40 to go in the contest. And the Fighting Scots looking to get their first points of the game, but St. Mary's defense, they don't want to see that happen even though they've got the backups in.
And Stoneburner, again, a good-looking athlete at 6'2", 185, only a junior as well. So, you know, you got a returning quarterback. Most of your running backs, Weaver, Matthews, are underclassmen. Veely, comeback's healthy. He's going to be another one. On the offensive line, you have a couple underclassmen, including Scafidi, 6'5", 250.
Well, the Roughriders certainly here in the fourth quarter taking their foot off the gas. Last touchdown came in the third quarter with 7:31 to go.
Well, it's a lot different when the clock does not stop.
Exactly. As it will be a throw for Weisenfluh as he slips, but now throws it deep, and this one almost picked off as
Carson Fischbach.
That was, yep, the sophomore almost came down with it. Maybe his eyes got a little too big.
And you see the Roughriders have wholesale changes here on defense. So, you know, it's going to be, you know, the second team or JV defense, if they want to get the shutout, to be able to finish this game off.
And we just got to stop them here on this 4th down and 7. And really, as a defensive unit, this could get them fired up if they do make the stop, because you never want to obviously give up points, but even in a blowout.
Yeah, the tracker backers right there are hoping for the shutout.
Weisenfluh will roll out, looking to throw. He's got his receiver in Tobin, and Tate Tobin has got the first down.
And so another 4th down conversion for Highland.
Clock under a minute, though.
Now makes them 3 out of 5 on 4th down conversions.
Fighting Scots aren't in any real hurry to get a play off, but the fans are urging them on to hurry up.
You know,
they said, we made the trip. We want to see a score. We approach 30 seconds. Another throw. Weisenfluh will keep it himself, dancing around, still moving, dives to the end zone, and touchdown. So no shutout tonight.
So real similar to what happened to them last year. Belmont scores right at the end to be able to kind of break up the shutout. Highland's able to do that too, and you know that's something that you know this fan base and this team can at least feel like they've accomplished something on their way home. So, and they're going to go for 2. This is something that they usually do.
They're only 8 of 14.
So you know
on the year.
And again, unfortunately for the Roughriders, I'm sure they'd like to keep that 0 up there, but you know, quite frankly, you know, they're going to be playing next week, and that's the important thing.
Touchdown coming just under 20 seconds to go. And on this run, we'll see if they get the 2-point conversion. No signal yet. Yep, there it is. So now 8 points. First touchdown of the game for the Fighting Scots, and makes it a 40-point lead for the Roughriders. And Paul, you talked about a little something to take home with you if you're Highland. As the Roughriders moving on to play next Friday.
Yeah, presumably against Shelby. Again, they're up big, and you know they're a state-ranked team as we saw before, and a lot of people kind of talked about going into it how good Shelby is. So it should be an excellent matchup next week between the Roughriders and Shelby.
Seven-play drive for the Fighting Scots for the touchdown by Weisenfluh.
And we got the coaches right there. Coach Carpenter, again, a longtime coach. Doug Fry, a longtime coach as well. You can see their playoff records. Doug Fry going to move to 10-8 as St. Mary's boss.
St. Mary's ready for an onside kick.
Should point out that they do have the JV kick return team out there, so new faces for the Roughriders.
Johnson, the freshman, will kick it off. This one is going to be fielded around the 35-yard line, and nice special teams coverage.
Yeah, Ethan Freewald probably did not expect to get a kick return in this game, but he did.
And that ends the ball game. The Roughriders win in week 1 of the playoffs here at Skip Bachman, 48-8. The final. They cruised for most of it. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a bit on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name that you want to remember. Neck and Back Pain Relief Center.
Back here at Skip Bachman Stadium for one last time as the Roughriders take Week 1 against Highland, 48-8, Week 1 of the playoffs, that is. As we take a look now at our Merit Real Estate Professionals Take It to the House play of the game. .7:31 remaining in the third quarter, and it was Braden Dunlap, the only touchdown of the second half for the Roughriders, on a 25-yard run using his athletic ability, somersaulting into the end zone and expanding that Roughriders lead. Again, our Merit Real Estate Professionals take it to the house play of the game. Now it's time to look at the stats, and for that, sent to Paul.
And again, when you go running clock in the second half, you know, the Roughriders didn't get a whole lot of damage offensively. Highland did get a lot more yards in the second half, so made it a little bit more respectable in terms of, you know, first downs. There's 5 turnovers obviously hurt. Looking at individual stats, Highland was led by Brody Matthews, 19 carries, 83 yards. Weisenflow only was 2 for 9 passing with 3 interceptions. Over the Roughriders, Dunlap was the only person that eclipsed the 100-yard mark with 103 yards on 10 carries, 3 touchdowns running. Perry ended up with 73 yards. Passing the ball again, Clements was perfect 4 for 4, 86 yards. Dunlap was 2 for 6, passing for 44 yards. As you know, Coach Fry opted for an extended look at a different package personnel-wise, with Dunlap kind of running the show at quarterback.
So the Roughriders on to Week 2 now for the second year in a row. And right now they've got a lot of momentum, Paul.
Yes, they do. And as we obviously hope that if we're allowed to broadcast that game next week, as they look to be playing Shelby, as we see this bracket, Shelby up comfortably over the Wauseon Indians. So, you know, this Division 4, Region 14, you know, long way to go, and, you know, some good football coming up.
As Paul said, wherever that is, we hope to be there, and stay tuned on all our social media pages to find out more about that. A big thanks to all of our guys. Tib Glon stepping in for us on stats for AJ Lisi, as we've got, of course, Adam Dell, Nick Bailey, Todd Utrip in the truck, all our camera operators. Paul Sadler next to me. Skip Bachman Stadium has been a gracious host no matter what happens in the future. One of our favorite places to come and do a game from here on Game Face Ohio. For everybody at Game Face Ohio, this is Eli Alvarez saying thanks for watching.